family. My grandfather, when he died, he had 39 grandchildren.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
One of them traced it, and
yeah. So you compile all this.
Yeah. Why don't you talk a little bit about what's in the what you've got there, Uncle Jim?
Yeah.
In the Heaney side.
see this page here.
Yeah.
It's two different families. John Heaney. Wait a minute. Oh, it says here the family of John and Margaret Heaney.
Yeah.
And
John and Margaret, yeah.
John and Margaret would be my grandfather.
Yeah.
And this is my mother's family.
The McCaffreys.
But I just mixed that in with the others, just so people know when they run into these names, why they have to be included.
You've done a great job, and I'll study that now. I'm delighted with that. Yeah, that's great. I'll get that together. That's beautiful.
So we trace them back to the parents that were here in Ireland, Uncle Jim. They were, what was it, James and Mary?
Yeah.
It's a pity we can't put a finger on where exactly they came.
James, and they had a son John at the state in 1851. He was with them.
Yeah.
James, Mary, and John. I don't know if there were more or not. But they may have been one of those. You said that 27 people disappeared from that one.
Yes.
They may have been there because they had about a dozen of them.
Yeah.
Well, there was James and Mary. They had a son named John, a son named Patrick, a daughter named, was it Kate?
Yeah.
Oh, and then they had a son James, James, Paul, William, and Edward that came to the United States.
They came to the United States.
And then there's wait a minute, Patrick, Paul, Edward, and William were sure. But right in the same communities as the James and the Michael, and their ages fit in, they can very well be, their ages make them qualified to be part of part of the family too.
Yeah, well I have the 18 and 21 census in my book.
Do you?
Of the Heaneys round here.
Oh, that'll be handy.
You might.
Yeah.
They're all born by then, the ones that came to the States.
1821.
Oh, 21.
Yeah. I have the Heaneys mentioned in that in 1821. I got the census. Of this area here, just this area.
Is it by parish or is it by diocese?
Oh no, by parish. Just this small area.
Huh.
Yeah.
But that'd be insightful.
There might be.
Yeah. Certainly related somehow.
Yeah. We're the ones down.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
No, I thought perhaps where James and Mary and John stayed behind, there might be burial records. Did they have burial records?
Oh, there was, yeah. James and John. There was a James and John in the families up here.
When I wrote to the Historical Society.
Oh, in Tullamore, yeah.
They couldn't come up with a James. They couldn't come up with a James. They found a John, but none that they could associate with a Mary and James' parents.
Yeah.
So I had to trace 4 or 5 of those Johns, and they just told me, don't waste your money. We can't help you.
But when the Queen's County was mentioned, they could have came from
Across the way.
Across the way. There's no historical society in Laois or formerly the Queen's County, but they might have a list of the family names in the Historical Society in Tullamore.
In Tullamore, yeah.
You know, they'd have church records. Probably, there could be church records, or there could be,
See, the family Bible was kept. It must have been kept by the wife, Esther Leonard Heaney.
Yeah. And you have no idea her maiden name, no?
Esther Leonard, her name was.
What was her?
First name is Esther, last name is Leonard.
Leonard.
Wicklow.
From Wicklow.
Yeah.
She was from Wicklow.
Oh, yeah. Well, Wicklow wouldn't be too far up from Leeds,
Yeah, it's just outside, it's between here and Dublin, right?
That's right.
Yeah, sure.
Only up a few miles, so...
Because I doubt that they would travel great distances to move.
No, there's no way of traveling.
I think she was a mail-order bride.
Yeah.
In other words, he sent her very along because he was 15 years older than she.
Oh. Yeah.
She was only about 16 or 17 when she married him.
Yes.
And he was in his mid-30s. But the reason I say she kept the record, we're gonna understand why she died so young. She died at 37.
Oh.
But then they sent me a bill for the cemetery plot. And down there it says she died, and 20 days later her infant son died. So that means she died from childbirth.
Yeah.
And 10 days after childbirth, then the boy died anyhow. But that boy is not listed in that Bible.
Oh.
Or her death is in. So I think nobody put that in there. She must have been the one who kept the Bible.
Goodness,
In other words, Patrick didn't keep the Bible. She did, or else he would have had the boy's name in there.
Of course he would, yeah. It's a pity that they didn't include the proper address on it.
Yes, that would have helped us locate the diocese or the parish.
It would indeed, yeah. It would certainly, yeah. Yeah.
Now I can have a little more coffee. I don't know where all this fluid's coming from. I go to the bathroom, I think I'm never gonna stop.
Patrick was dedicated to her, though. She died young.
Oh, yes,
Her stone still stands in the cemetery.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
See, Greenport, in those days, was South Hope was the main village. That's 5 miles away.
Yes.
That's where the church was. And had a mission in Greenport. And another village they had what we call Cutjog. 5 miles the other way. So the priest would go from South Hope to Greenport to say Mass on a Sunday. And he'd go the other way to say it. Finally, they put a church in Greenport. But that church came after they were all gone. Not after Patrick was gone, but after his wife.
Esther was gone.
Do you want any?
No, thank you. I have enough.
So any records about Esther or Pat must be in that Salvo church. But I write to them, they won't give me any answers. The only answer they gave me was when they sent me a bill for the cemetery plot.
The old rent, cemetery rent?
Oh, yeah.
He owned two burial plots.
Oh.
2 graves in each plot, and they want $300 for each one, $1,800 they want for upkeep.
But gave me a little information, but not all of it.
I know.
They wouldn't give me any, they just showed me the plots, and that's what
Yeah, well. Yeah.
I derived the information myself. But if there hadn't been money outstanding, Bill, I would never even got that information.
So you sent them the 1800, right?
Yeah.
I wrote back and told them, if you answer my other letters, I'll send you the $1,800.
They wouldn't do that, huh?
Nobody answered me.
I got it.
Send them self-addressed envelopes. The thing just filled in the blanks. Nothing.
Any music in the family? Any?
Not really.
No.
Musicians.
Well, a lot of the grandchildren got into music,
Oh.
but not me and my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
I couldn't carry a tune in a suitcase.
And I couldn't call anything but pigs.
All to me now were into music, My father played Indian pipes.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. That picture there in the middle, that's a famous piper in New York, Patsy Toohey, in 1812. And my father played with him.
Oh, yeah? What'd your father do? Go over there? Did he go to America as a young man and then come back?
He was over there for about 22 or 23 years. He had a brother over there and a sister. But he came back. He came back during when the truce was called after the War of Independence.
And then got married over here?
He got married here, yeah.
Okay.
And didn't go back. He said he was sorry he ever stayed here.
He didn't like it over there? He didn't like it over there?
No,
he did like it. Oh, he loved it.
He eventually said he was sorry that he didn't stay there.
Didn't stay, but they all came back the time the truce was called after the War of Independence. They thought that the war was going to continue. And they all came over to fight.
They thought World War I, he called the war.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the Irish.
Oh,
the War of Independence.
That came in 1920, didn't it?
Yeah, 20.
It started in 16 and ended in 21.
21.
Now, the guys that were holding the post office in Dublin, was that part of the 16?
GPO, yes. They were all executed.
Didn't they promise them that if they gave up, they would give them amnesty or something?
They would, that's right.
And then they killed them anyway.
They took them out and shot them, put up in the wall in Mount Joy and shot them.
Was born over there? Was Parnell one of them?
Oh no, Parnell was, oh no, he was much earlier. No, Pierce, Patrick Pierce, the two brother Pierces. They were executed side by side.
Yeah, there's one famous name that's missing though.
Patrick Pierce and Willie Pierce. James Connolly, they shot him in a chair. He wasn't able to stand up. Sean McBride.
That's the name.
He fought against the British in the Boer War.
Yeah, that's the name.
And to single him out specially.
Parnell was a Catholic.
No, Parnell was a Protestant. That was 100 years earlier.
What was that one in Cork? There was a Protestant. There were two big
Oh, there
Protestants.
was a lot of the Protestants will say Patrick Pierce's father was an English man. He married an Irish girl.
Oh, they wanted the English out there as much as the rest of the Irish people.
Yes, and sure, Robert Emmett was a Protestant. Wolfe Tone was a Protestant. Henry J. McCracken from the North of Ireland was a Protestant.
Did you know that there was a group of Irish immigrants that went to Mexico
Yes.
and they fought against the United States
That's
in the
right.
American-Mexican War?
They deserved
And
it.
every year they have a national holiday that honors them
That's right.
in Mexico because I saw it in. They showed it from a television station in Texas.
Yeah, that's right. I had
A giant parade.
Yeah, that's right. I had
And they say all their names, the ones that fought for them, every year.
I had a Mexican lady over here a few years ago, and she told me about that.
Yeah, well, I happened to see it on television.
The
a couple
fought with
years
the
ago.
Mexicans.
Yeah, against
The Irish did.
Yeah,
They were fighting against they ended up fighting against some of their own friends and relatives that
That's
didn't even
right.
know were there.
yes, right. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Amazing, huh?
Oh, amazing, isn't it?
They said you can go anywhere in the world if there's a white man there, he's Irish. Well, one of them.
And he's fighting.
Yeah, and he's fighting.
The fighting Irish.
My father used to say there's only three kind of people in the world. Those that are Irish, those that wish they were, those who glad they're not.
Oh yeah.
I was in the service with a guy, he was German. He came from Indianapolis, Indiana. And every St. Patrick's Day, he changed his name from Bernard Brock to Bernard O'Brock.
Oh. Yeah.
And one of these young fellows come aboard, he had just got aboard the ship and he was transferred to non-division and happened to be the St. Patrick's Day. And we went out and raised hell and he called him O'Brock from then on. He didn't know his name wasn't O'Brock.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going downtown Boston with two Jewish guys
Yeah.
to the St. Patrick's Day parade?
Yeah.
We did.
Oh yeah.
Cohen and I can't remember the other guy's name.
A few years back, a man named Briscoe was mayor of Dublin.
That's right. He was a Jew. Yeah.
What was Eamon de Valera?
Eamon de Valera was born in America. He was an American citizen. Only for being an American citizen, he'd have been shot that time. That's what saved him.
Only thing is, the British were afraid to kill him, huh?
Yeah, they were afraid to kill him.
What was
Eamon de Valera was an American citizen.
That's what saved him. He was an American citizen. They had him sentenced and all.
Well, he ended up being the head of Ireland, didn't
He
he?
ended up he was a great man. He fought during the Civil War then.
But he wasn't one of the key leaders during the uprising, was he?
He was, yeah.
He was up in the top 3 or 4.
He was the last to surrender at Boland's Mills. He was the last man to surrender, and he didn't want to surrender. And there was some of the young fellas that was fighting that day. There were officers in the Republican Army. There's some of them only 15 and 16.
Well, de Valera had a French father, right?
That's right.
But what would he do, go to America and his mother and then bring him back?
Oh yeah, she brought him back. He died and she brought him back. And they lived in Limerick, down in County Limerick.
Because what if you're born in the United States, you automatically qualify for citizenship.
That's right, yeah.
And that's why the British knew he had that citizenship, so they wouldn't.
The Americans notified him when they heard he was sentenced, court-martial and sentenced.
Oh,
They're not shoot him.
Americans went to his defense.
Oh yeah. But Connolly, they shot Connolly in a chair. He was
Yeah, he had an Irish first name and his first name is Eamon, right?
Eamon, yeah.
Eamon,
Yeah.
My brother's
Son Brian.
son named his boy Eamon.
Eamon, oh that's a real Irish name, yeah.
Named his daughter, his oldest boy Liam.
Yeah.
And what are the girls?
What did you think of Dublin?
Beautiful.
Nice city.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Did you see the GPO? You did?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
took the city tour.
Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah, oh it was beautiful.
That's where all the action was.
And we had an Irishman with a gift of gab.
Oh, good, yeah.
And he was telling us about all these different heroes and
The bus driver on the scenic tour. Oh, man, he keep you laughing. It's worth the price.
Oh,
Twice the price of the ticket just to hear
and
the tour.
we went up by the Guinness Brewery
Oh, yeah.
in the back, and we could get off and go up into the big tower if we
Yeah.
wanted to have a pint.
Yeah.
But we didn't go because we don't drink.
I know. It's a pity you didn't go to Kilmainham jail. That's where they were all...
Yeah, he showed us that too.
Did he?
Yeah.
And the yard where they were executed.
Yep.
And the gal?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he pointed out every.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go one block and you see 3 statues.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
We stayed right off of Marion Square in a hotel that was previously a church.
Church.
Oh, yeah.
We
They
converted it
wanted to
into
tear the whole thing down and build a new church, and the city of Dublin says you've got to keep the front.
Oh, yes.
So the front looks just like a church.
Church.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's called the Davenport Hotel.
Yeah.
It's owned by O'Callaghan's
Oh,
hotel
yeah.
chain.
The time they were executed, the fellows were executed, the firing squad, they brought over English regiments or Irish regiments from England to form the firing squad. They done it a purpose,
Yeah.
an Irish office.
Where do you go
Yeah.
for shopping around here? Where do you go shopping around here?
Shopping, Tullamore border, Roscrea. Yeah.
They're all pretty main sized
Oh,
cities,
yeah,
yeah.
yes, they're only half an hour's
Yeah,
drive,
if that,
you know,
yeah, sure.
any direction. Then there's local shops, and,
Yeah.
you know.
In other words, if you need a local bread, you gotta go ahead 30 miles to get it.
No, there's a shop up the road, just a few hundred yards up there. You know, a post office shop.
Good, good.
Yeah.
That's just right out on the main road here, what is it, R438 or this road here?
Oh, that's the main Dublin West road. But ye came, that's a main road. It's a better road down where ye came from Tullamore to Kilcormac,
I
over
see.
the hill. But that'll bring you from Dublin down to the west of Ireland, down to Galway as well.
Ah, okay.
Pass through border.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that's N4.
Yes,
We
and
got off at N4
That's
onto
right.
N6, and
Yeah,
then we went
yeah,
to Ballyboy,
Yeah.
and then we come up. He saw a sign, Cadamstown,
Oh.
Ballyboy, so we took the back road up through here.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't the proper way, but
Well,
it was very scenic.
Oh,
So.
yeah.
It was beautiful.
We
To look out over
we
those
stopped to
hills.
take a picture, the guy very dignity
Oh, yes, yes. Do you see the detached pub there in Ballyboy? That's a pub, public house. Attached.
I didn't see that.
Did you not?
No.
Attached roof on it.
Huh?
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
Huh. Was that, because that was where we made that quick
Sure.
turn and then
That's
we got
right.
back on the back road that came up here.
Yes,
I
right
see.
there on the left.
Is that right?
Yeah,
well,
great, great.
What was done what?
It's a
so
great
there's
pub for
a
music.
pub with a thatched roof.
Attached roof.
A pub with a thatched roof.
Oh.
Yeah.
We stayed in Galway the first 2 nights. We stayed in the bed and breakfast. It's a beautiful place up on the hill, and down in the front there's a little cottage with a thatched roof.
Oh, lovely.
So they wanted to tear it down, but the Preservation Society,
Oh,
and
that's
Historical
right. Yeah,
Society
yeah.
said you got to keep it.
Oh, certainly.
So I thought they were in a lot of expense trying to keep this up. Then I found out his brother lives in it.
The guy that owned the B&B,
Yeah, his brother.
one of 12 children.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I'm one of 12 that was born there, he said.
Yeah. I should have all attached houses here, we said 50, 100 years ago.
Yeah.
All attached houses.
Oh.
How many houses in the Cadamstown area is there, doesn't?
Oh, in the whole area, there's only about 14 houses in the village, and there's about 130 in the area, you know, a small area. But there was more houses and more families up the mountain, but they're all gone, they all emigrated. All went to
What do you call
America.
it the mountain? A couple hours away? Or?
Yeah, just a mile up there, we call it the mountain. Yeah.
Were there a lot of Heenies there?
Oh, there was, yeah. There was 14 families one time.
14.
Yeah, in one small area.
And what's there left now today?
Oh, there's only 2 or 3, that's
Two or
all.
three.
Well, they named Heaney.
Yeah.
Did you marry?
No, I never got married.
Oh, you didn't know about
I
that.
looked after my mother here. She lived to be 87.
Your sister ever get married?
Oh, she got married and her husband died. She came back then to look after my mother, and
She
died.
didn't have any children?
No, there's no. I have another sister married up there. See that house you come down just there?
Mm-hmm.
And a sister married there. And I have another sister in Clonmeslee, the next village. I have a sister in Nina.
But no brother to carry the family name?
No.
You were a paper boy then, huh?
I was.
All those sisters?
How many sisters did you have? 4?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Since they spoiled you, didn't they?
I don't know whether they did or not.
They
Either spoiled you or cussed you.
You blamed for everything, but you still...
That's right.
So were you the oldest of the family, Paddy?
Pardon?
Were you the oldest?
Oh, no, I was the second youngest.
Second youngest?
Yeah.
Like me, I'm the second youngest.
Oh.
And what was the age difference between your oldest and youngest in the family?
Oh, it was nearly 10 years.
10 years? Mm-hmm.
So my oldest daughter was 16 years old when the youngest of 7 was born.
Oh.
How old man are you, Pat?
Pardon?
How old a man are you?
I'm 65.
We don't have any of that young. The youngest brother that stayed with went with my son. Chasing women.
Oh.
He's 67, the youngest one.
Oh.
68. He's
68.
Yeah, 68. He's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
He's
We have a brother alive that's 82. He's 80.
My goodness.
The next brother, he died, he would be 78. He died a couple of years ago. 3 years this year, right?
3 years went by already.
Yeah. And we have a sister, 75. She's going to be 76 when? May 24th?
That's right, that's Julia.
Julia,
Yeah.
May 24th.
74, going to be 75.
74?
So,
75, yeah.
6 years younger than me.
And then I have another brother above me who's 73. He was just 73 in April. And me and the younger one.
and this age thing was running the family.
It's a good trait.
Good trait.
His mother is our sister that's still alive. She's 74
Oh,
now. She'll be 75.
Yeah, we had the oldest one was a sister and she died
Oh.
at 75.
See, the way it worked out, we had a girl, 3 boys, a girl, 3 more boys. The older sister was 10 years older than that sister, and the same goes with the boys. The older boy was 10 years older than the 4th one. So it's easy to keep track how old everybody is, just go by the 10-year bracket.
Yeah. My goodness.
I was in the Navy with an Irish kid. He came from a suburb of Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
He was one of 17. And the last time I saw him, the last time I talked to him, all 17 were still alive.
My goodness.
Because that's about 8-10 years ago.
Was he Irish? Or descended?
His name was Charles Fidelius Cronin.
Ah, that's a County Cork name, Cronin. So he couldn't be any Irish, more Irish.
And out of the 17, between the Second World War and the Korean War, 15 out of 17, including the girls, were in the service.
My goodness.
Yeah. 3 of his sisters during the Second World War were nurses in combat.
My goodness.
One was in the Battle of the Bulge.
My goodness.
And was never recognized by the Boston newspapers. The youngest brother was in the Air Force in Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, I think it was Kansas City, Missouri. And the whole half of the front page, 50th member of the Cronin family. And they told all about him.
Oh,
Big article. Because he gave me a copy of it.
Oh, my
I still got it home somewhere. But can you imagine 15 out of 17?
My goodness. Wonderful.
We have one family, well, they got an Irish name, Pemberton. Pemberton's Irish, isn't it?
Pemberton.
Pemberton.
So-
It'd be more Norman.
Oh, Norman.
Yeah, Pemberton.
Well, anyhow, they had 6 boys and a girl in the service during World War II.
Yeah.
Of course, the Normans became more Irish than the Irish themselves. They intermarried with the Irish.
How could that be?
They intermarried with the Irish.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and became more Irish than the Irish themselves. Yeah.
Now, what we call World War I, how do you people refer to that? That would be the war before the uprising.
That was the old people used to call it the Great War.
The Great War.
Yeah.
Great War.
How about the second one now?
The Second World War. That was the Second
They
World
call it
War.
the Second World War.
Yeah.
We call one World War I, World War II. We call them World
Oh
War
yes,
I,
1 and
World
2.
War II.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know how they called them in Europe.
Yeah. The Great War used to call the First War.
The war that was going to end all wars.
Wars.
Yeah,
that's right. Freedom of small nations, the English
Yeah.
had. And all the Irish went out and fought with the British that time.
What's amazing is the wars have been going on for so many centuries that
Yes, I suppose it's a part of
human nature, perhaps.
human nature. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Today the wars are all about, I guess they always have been, mostly about religion.
That's right, yeah. Sad to say. Yeah.
It is.